Hi there. Good evening to everyone, my subscribers, people who are helping me in growing this channel. This is another episode of health tips on SS Guni channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel and also click on the notification bell so that whenever we drop any video, you will be the first person to get the video to watch. Health is very important, and with ignorance, we will not be able to manage our health. So subscribe, like, and share our videos. Educate yourself by watching our videos and also know your status and your health condition. Today, the topic we are going to talk about is asthma. And in this episode, the episode is going to be two, part 1 and 2, episode 1 and 2. In episode 1, we are going to talk about the signs and symptoms of asthma. When you see someone struggling, how will you know that this person is having an asthmatic attack? And the episode 2 is how to avoid your triggering factors. The things that are triggering your attacks, how will you avoid them? That is what we are going to talk about in episode 2. So stay tuned and I'll be right back.
SS Guni TV. Eat well, exercise, and live a healthy lifestyle.
So as we said earlier on, we said that in this episode, which is episode 2, we are going to discuss about the triggering factors. The triggering factors. It varies from individual to individual. This person having asthma, his triggering factor may be different from, or let me put it this way. Patient A, his triggering factors or her triggering factors may be different from patient B. So let's take note of it. So if you are having an asthma, you have to know your triggering factors. It's very important. You have to know your triggering factors. And if you know your triggering factors, then you'll be able to manage your asthma. And the attacks will not be frequent. It will take a very long time because you always avoid your triggering factors. But if you don't know your triggering factors and you keep falling into them, then you will also keep having an asthmatic attacks. And when it becomes too much, you go into what we call a complication we call asthmaticus. That is the complication of asthma. Okay, chronic asthma. Okay, so someone's asthmatic attack, the triggering factors may be weather, cold weather. Okay, someone's triggering factor will be cold weather. Someone's will be perfume. Someone who applies perfume and the person is passing by, he inhales the scent of the perfume and then it triggers the person. Or you yourself, you have to avoid. If you know that as your triggering factor is perfume, then you avoid using perfume. Another person is infections. Okay, having infection of the respiratory system can also trigger an asthmatic attack. So if you have this kind of triggering factor, then you have to always avoid infections, especially infection of the respiratory system, so that your triggering factors will be minimal. Another triggering factor is some certain foods that we eat. So when you are eating foods, you have to steady. You eat a food and then you have an attack. You eat a food and then you have an attack. Then you have to know that, no, this food I'm eating is triggering my asthmatic, attack. So you avoid eating those foods. Okay, you avoid eating those foods. Certain lifestyle, such as taking alcohol, smoking. So if you have an asthma, you have to avoid smoke, because some people, when they have asthma, their triggering factor is smoke. So you either avoid maybe cigarette smoking or people who are smoking cigarettes, or with the house in which you find yourself, you have to stop using maybe charcoal or firewoods, which can cause which can cause the triggering factors. Okay, so well, there's a lot. It varies. That's why we said earlier on that it varies from individual to individual. So try as much as possible to recognize your triggering factor. If you're an asthmatic, try as much as possible to recognize your triggering factor. If you are able to recognize your triggering factor, then you'll be able to manage or minimize your asthmatic attacks. But if, and some people to ignorance and also arrogance, okay, you are supposed to avoid certain things, the person will not. You are supposed to do this, the person will not do, and then the attacks keep coming. Okay, the more the attacks keep coming, can be complicated, and you can fall into what we call asthmaticus. Okay, that's severe asthma or complication of asthma. Okay, so let's know our triggering factor and let's do well to avoid our triggering factors so that we will not fall into what we call asthmatic attacks, since we know that we have asthma. And if you also have asthma and it is not going, because in medicine it is only managed, we can only manage your asthma, but in traditional setting it's believed that it can be cured, especially in African setting. So if you are watching me or wherever you are watching me, uh, if you want your asthma to be cured locally, you can, comment, put your number there, and I'll personally call you. Or you can comment, then I'll give you my number, then you call me, and then I'll give you or show you our local uh, traditional healers who can, because I've seen them, you know, curing people of asthma, and for about 20 years they've never had an attack. So and a family member who is my brother who has an attacks, for the past 10 years he has not had an attack because of a local treatment. So it's working, the local treatment is working. So if you have an asthmatic, if you're an asthmatic, please comment. If you comment to show your interest, I'll give you my number. Then you call me and I will direct you. Or you come to Africa, wherever you are, in America, Canada, Europe, Asia, come to Africa, okay? You come to Africa, we have them all over Africa. They are there, our traditional healers, they are all over Africa. When you come, they will heal you, okay? People having chronic conditions from the US, they came down and, live, leaf. Every leaf has its, conditions. So it's only few people who know that can use a common leaf to heal your condition. So when you come to Africa, the knowledge is there. They will use it to kill you. Sorry, to heal you. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Bye.